In part one, we talked about what invasive actually means and why it's so much more serious than just a plant that spreads. Today, I want to show you 4 specific plants, 3 of which we found right here on our property, and one that I want you to be able to recognize because it's everywhere and most people have no idea that it causes destruction. And then I want to talk about something a little different, the ones that you can buy at nurseries. The first one is garlic mustard. It releases chemicals into the soil that disrupt the underground fungal networks that native plants depend on to survive. It's essentially poisoning the ground beneath it. It also creates a dense, low growth that turns out to be a great habitat for ticks. You will find it in forest edges and in shaded areas, and it spreads really fast. I'm willing to bet that it's growing in your yard right now. Be sure to pull it before it disperses thousands of seeds. And dispose of it. Don't compost it. The second one is Tree of Heaven, which I know sounds lovely, but it's not. It grows incredibly fast, up to several feet in a single season, and it produces thousands of seeds. It also spreads through its root system by sending up new shoots, so cutting it down without getting the roots just makes it come back harder next year. It also happens to be the preferred host plant for the spotted lanternfly, which is its own invasive ecological disaster spreading across the eastern United States right now. The next one is Japanese honeysuckle, and I want to be clear that this is the invasive Asian species, not our native honeysuckle. The invasive version vines over shrubs and small trees, and it blocks out sunlight that they need to survive. It spreads by seed and by sending out stems that root wherever they touch the ground. Now, all 3 of those, garlic mustard, tree of heaven, and Japanese honeysuckle, show up on their own. Nobody planted them on purpose. They just kind of moved in. But here's where it gets more complicated. Some of the most damaging invasives are the ones that people are actively choosing to plant because they're beautiful, and for a long time, no one understood the damage that they could cause when they got loose into the landscape. And that's actually a big part of the problem. Calorie pear, also known as Bradford pear, is one of them. They were planted everywhere for decades because of their neat shape and white spring blooms. They're supposedly sterile, but when multiple sterile varieties were introduced, they started cross-pollinating with each other. Birds spread the seeds, and what grows from those seeds is not the tidy ornamental from the nursery. It's a thorny, aggressive, wild version that forms dense thickets along roadsides and forest edges, crowding out everything around it. Thankfully, they're now banned in several states. An easy way to identify one is to smell the blooms. They smell like rotten fish, so you'll know that you have the right tree right away. And then there's butterfly bush. And this one is still sitting on the nursery shelves right now. It's sold in every garden center, and I understand why people buy it. I mean, the blooms are pretty and butterflies land on it constantly. And it looks like you're doing something good for pollinators, but the issue is that it only feeds adult butterflies. It can't support their full life cycle. Native butterflies need native plants to lay their eggs on, and plants that their caterpillars can actually eat. Butterfly bush does not do that. So you get the flutter, but you're not actually building anything. And on top of that, it self-seeds aggressively, and it escapes into natural areas where it displaces the native plants that pollinators actually need to survive. It's invasive in many states, though not all. So again, it's worth looking up your specific region. And I need to make something very clear. Invasive plants vary by region. What's causing serious damage in the Midwest might not even grow in the Pacific Northwest. So it's worth looking up what's actually invasive in your specific area. Your state's Native Plant Society or your local extension office are good resources. And the plant library inside our garden app is a good place to start learning what actually belongs where you live.